Good morning everyone. Now we are going to start our second unit test syllabus, and in that the chapter is the language of chemistry, chapter number 5, page number 42. So in the ordinary language, we need some words, letters or sentences, but in the chemistry we used to represent chemical changes formula by writing symbols, formula and all. In chemistry, symbol and formula are used in the to express chemical change, to write the name of, instead of name of atom we use symbols and all. So J.J. Berzelius, he laid the foundation of the language of chemistry in early 19th century. It gradually developed into its present form. In the language, atom is, you know very well, atom is represented by the symbol. For atoms we use symbol, like sodium is Na, and for molecule we use formula, and for chemical change we use chemical equation. So these, basically the language of chemistry is based on these three things. So what is chemistry? It is the branch of science that deals with the transformations of substances. Transformation means like one substance is changed into another. That is the meaning of transformation. And if there are reactants and products, so in the transformation of substances, which are reactant? The substance which will change to another. The substance, a reactant is a substance that changes to another, and the another substance is known as product. Here reactants, they changed into products. For example, day-to-day life example we can take, like curdling of milk. Curdling of milk, first your reactant will be milk, and after transformation, after change, chemical change, it will change into curd. So what will be your reactant? The starting product. Reactant is the starting product, means milk is the reactant, and what did you get after the change? That curd you will get, and curd is known as a product. And chemical equation, reactants, products, it is represented by reactants and products. Reactant left side and product right side, and both are separated by the arrow. Next thing is, reactant and product can be represented by the symbols. You can write, for example, there is equation when carbon, it is burnt, then it is changed into carbon dioxide. This is your chemical equation. And there is a word equation also. Word equation is like when we write in word, carbon plus oxygen, it gives carbon dioxide. So this is called word equation. We can represent chemical change in the form of equations. This is called word equation in the form of words, and this is chemical equation in the form of formula or symbol. You can see carbon, and symbol is this one, oxygen, formula, then carbon dioxide, this one. This is the word equation of above equation. And the next one is, generally two or more products are there. If one reactant is there, one, here how many reactants were there? Two, because reactant is always represented on the left side and product of the arrow, left side of the arrow, and products are represented on the right side of the arrow. So these are, this one is product and this one is reactant. How many reactants are there? 1 and 2, and in between we put the plus sign. Between the reactant, 2 are there and plus. If another product is there, we will use plus sign for in between the products. And 2 reactants are there and 1 product is there. Next thing is, if there is only one reactant, for example, A changes to B plus C, only one reactant, how many products are there? Two products. Then it is called decomposition reaction, and example is given in the book. Hydrogen peroxide, it decomposes into water and oxygen. Water and oxygen. Now hydrogen peroxide, this is reactant, and how many products are there? Water and oxygen. Similarly, two more examples are there. When sodium hydrogen carbonate decomposes, then three products are there. Sodium carbonate, carbon dioxide and water. Three products are there. And next, one more example is there. When limestone is decomposed, then two products are there, that quicklime and carbon dioxide. This is given on page number 42, and these all, when one reactant is there, two or more products are there, it is in the category of decomposition. It is known as decomposition reaction if one reactant and two or more products are there. Next one is making chemical equation more informative. How we can make chemical equation more informative? First point is mentioning the condition of a reaction. Making chemical equation more informative. First point is by mentioning the condition. For example, this reaction is there, A plus B and product is C. Now mentioning the condition, you can mention the condition above arrow. For example, catalyst is A, not A, you can take X, and temperature is 50 degrees Celsius, that also you have to mention above arrow like this. This is the condition for this reaction, and you can also mention the pressure above arrow only, like here you can mention 200 atmosphere. These all are the condition which are written above arrow. Now in the decomposition of hydrogen peroxide, it changes to water and oxygen. Here the condition is manganese dioxide. This will act as catalyst. No need to write catalyst here. This is a manganese dioxide condition. This will act as catalyst. Now what is the function of this catalyst? The function of this catalyst is to increase the speed of reaction. If we will not use manganese dioxide here, then the speed of this reaction is very low. Means this reaction will take a lot of time when we are not using manganese dioxide. But when we add catalyst, it will increase the speed of this reaction. Then the reaction is possible within few minutes by using this catalyst. So this is the catalyst. Catalyst is a substance that increases the speed of reaction, but itself does not change. Means itself will not involve in the reaction. It will not affect the products or reactant. Itself will remain same, but it will increase the speed of reaction. Next one is second condition, by mentioning color and states. Mentioning color and state of the reactants and product. We can mention the color and state below the compound in bracket. For example, copper 2 sulfate, pentahydrate will, on heating it will change into, the condition is 260 degree Celsius. On heating it will change into copper 2 sulfate, copper 2 sulfate plus water. Now mentioning the color and state, we can mention below the name in bracket its color is blue, and crystalline, state is crystalline, means solid. Now after heating it will change into, color will change into white and state is powdery. Like this we can mention the condition in bracket below the name of a reactant or product. Third one is indicating the gaseous product and precipitate. Third one is indicating gases and precipitate. We can indicate gases by the upward arrow and indicate the precipitate by the downward arrow. Indicating, third one is indicating a gaseous product and a precipitate. Now see, if there is A plus B example, C plus D, if this is gas you can mention like upward arrow. If this one is C is a precipitate, you can represent by the downward arrow. Now what is a precipitate? It is an insoluble substance formed during a reaction. When two solutions are mixed together, then for example there is one solution, both solutions are mixed, this one is poured into this, then if the precipitate will occur, then precipitate will settle down. So that's why downward arrow, insoluble substance always settle down at the bottom, then that's why it is used by downward arrow. And gas always evolves up, then it is upward arrow. Next one is atoms rearrange themselves during a chemical reaction. Now why there are products are formed from the reactants? Because atoms rearrange by themselves. Atoms rearrange and they give product. See this one. When burnt in air, carbon forms carbon dioxide. See, atoms, these are carbon atoms and these are oxygen molecules. So these two are reactants. When plus sign is there, when both will combine, then and both these carbon and oxygen atom, they will rearrange, and which product will form? Carbon, oxygen. Which product will form after the reaction? See this one. After reaction, that was before reaction. After reaction, atoms rearranges. Okay, the carbon will come in between the oxygen atoms. Now new substance is formed. This is called product. So atoms rearrange during a chemical change. Next one, similarly, hydrogen and oxygen. This is also given example. Hydrogen and oxygen combine to give water. That portion do by yourself. Next one is energy change in a chemical reaction. Energy changes in a chemical reaction. Energy change. Now why energy is changed during a chemical reaction? There are two kinds of reaction. After change of energy, there are two kinds of reaction. One is endothermic and another one is exothermic reaction. So why these two reactions are there? See that one. Before reaction, oxygen molecules are together. So these molecules will break. these molecules will break during the reaction. To break these molecules, energy is required. To break these molecules, energy is required. They will absorb energy. And for the formation of products, when new molecules are formed after the reaction, then energy is given out. Here energy is required to break the molecule, and for the formation of new, energy is released. If more energy is required by the oxygen molecule, then release energy. More energy is required means these molecules will absorb more energy instead of this formation of energy, evolution of energy, means this energy is more as compared to this energy. Then overall reaction, absorption of energy, overall reaction will be endothermic. Endothermic means here absorption of energy in the form of heat or light, you can say. So if more energy is absorbed, then instead of this one release energy, type of reaction will be here endothermic. If more energy is released and less energy is absorbed by the molecule, then overall energy is released during the reaction. Then this reaction will be known as exothermic. Here absorption of energy, here evolution. Evolution, or you can say given out. Clear? For example, this absorption of energy is 50 kilocalorie and here the evolution is 100. So which energy is more? Evolution or absorption? Evolution is more. So overall reaction will be here exothermic. Clear? Next one is examples of endothermic reaction. When calcium carbonate it is heated, then calcium oxide is formed plus carbon dioxide. Calcium carbonate, yes, it will decompose. Now this is the sign of heat. So heat energy is required by the calcium carbonate to decompose. It is required by the calcium carbonate. So what kind of this change will be? Required means absorb. It will absorb energy. So it will come in the category of endothermic. Many more examples are there in endothermic, like nitrogen and oxygen combine in the presence of electric spark. Then next one is exothermic reaction. Example of exothermic. Exothermic, like when something is burned, when we burn paper, energy is released in the form of heat and light. That will be your exothermic reaction. Or when coal is burned, carbon is burned, condition burn, then carbon dioxide. This is also in the category of exothermic reaction. Next, one experiment is there when we add sodium hydroxide to dilute hydrochloric acid. Then again test tube will become hot. What kind of this reaction will be? It will be exothermic because energy is evolved. One more day-to-day life example is there. When we keep glucose on our tongue while we feel cool, our tongue will become cool. Why? Because glucose will take energy from our tongue, heat energy from our tongue. Then what kind of this reaction will be? Glucose is absorbing energy from the tongue. That will be your endothermic reaction, endothermic change. Next one is characteristic of chemical reaction. In chemical reaction, in some chemical reaction there is change in color, then evolution of gas, formation of precipitate. Like these four characteristics are there. So first one is, first characteristic, change in color. In some reaction, reactant color is different and product color is different. So first we will do change in color. Change in color, example is given, copper to carbonate. Its color is green. On heating, it will form copper oxide, that is black, plus carbon dioxide. So when we take copper carbonate in the test tube and we will heat it, its color is green. On heating, this will become black and carbon dioxide is given out. Copper oxide will become, it will change into copper oxide, that will become black, and carbon dioxide is given out on heating. Next one is, one more example is there, iron and sulfuric acid. Do by yourself. Next characteristic is evolution of gas. In some of the reaction, gases evolved, and that is represented by down upward arrow. For example, when, and some of the gases have characteristic smell, like hydrogen sulfide is having rotten egg smell, please underline on your book. And next, ammonia is having pungent smell, very sharp smell. Then carbon dioxide gas, it is colorless but it turns lime water milky. And next, hydrogen gas, when it is ignited, when it is burned, then it burn with the pop sound. So underline all these four gases and their characteristics. And next, second one is evolution of gas. When sodium metal is kept in water, it will form sodium hydroxide plus hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas is given out. Sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. One experiment is there. When ammonia gas is evolved when ammonium chloride and slaked lime kept in the test tube, when it is heated, then which gas is given out? Ammonia gas is given out. Okay, how we can test ammonia gas, whether this is ammonia or another? What you have to do, take a glass rod and moisten this glass rod, dip this glass rod in the HCl acid, then brought near to this test tube. Then if you see white color fumes here, that means the gas which is evolving is your ammonia gas. If you will not see fumes, it means some other gas is there. Next one is effervescence. Effervescence, very important definition, when gas bubbles are formed usually with the hissing sound, that are known as effervescence. One day-to-day life we can take, when we add ENO into water, immediately you see the bubbles with the hissing sound. Those are called effervescence. Then effervescence are formed when acid is poured on sodium carbonate or any other metallic carbonates. The next characteristic is, the third characteristic is formation of precipitate. Third one, formation of precipitate. Precipitate is represented by the downward arrow. For example, when potassium iodide, it is taken in the test tube, it is colorless, potassium iodide. Another solution is lead acetate. Lead acetate, it is also colorless, but when they mix together, you can see yellow color precipitate forming at the base, and these precipitates are of lead iodide, and what will remain in the solution? Potassium acetate. Potassium acetate will remain in the solution. So how we can write the reaction? For example, potassium iodide plus lead acetate, you have to write full name, acetate, it gives lead iodide plus potassium acetate. Now precipitates are of lead iodide, so write here downward arrow, means precipitates are formed. The last one is change in state. There are three kinds of states: solid, liquid and gases. So during the reaction, state can also change, like from liquid to solid, from solid to gas, like this, change of state. For example, hydrogen gas, you can write in word equation, hydrogen plus oxygen, both are gases. We will represent both are gases. When both are burned, then water is formed. This is in water vapors are formed, but we can condense, we can change water vapor into the liquid form after condensing. Then one more is there, when ammonia gas, this is important, ammonia gas plus hydrogen chloride gas, both are gases, then ammonium chloride is formed, chloride, and this one is solid. You can see change of state is there from gas to solid. So this is the last characteristic, change in state. So this is all about our chapter, the language of chemistry. Please go through from the topics thoroughly and try to solve exercise given on page number 47 and 48. Solve exercise given on page number 47 and 48. Thank you.